welcome to Moms on Mics. I'm Joanne.
I'm Cash.
And I'm Sophia.
Before we start this episode, I will suggest that due to the content regarding a certain man with a white fluffy beard and red coat, that you make sure that there are no little ears around. So any kids, scooch them away, turn this off, do whatever you do. I am not going to be the person that wrecks this season for your kid. Okay, they're all gone? Excellent. Okay, this episode we are talking about what to do when your kids ask the question that many of us moms dread. Is Santa real? Most of us don't look forward to that question at all. Sure, it's less work once they know. We don't have to hide certain gifts more, use different wrapping paper, write the tag with our opposite hand, and so on. But as much as they may be extra work, our kids believing in Santa Claus keeps them young and innocent. Once they start to question if Santa is real or not, their childhood begins to slip away. Magic loses its whimsy. They don't know it yet, but they have already celebrated the last Christmas that they believed in Santa. It becomes one of the lasts they don't realize they will grieve. Like the last time you were picked up by your parents, the last time you rode your bike with school friends, the last sleepover.
According to Psychology Today, Santa Claus remains a controversial figure among many scientists and parents. There are countless books on the subject, including The Myth That Stole Christmas, which claims that the Santa legend is bad for kids. The main argument is, unsurprisingly, that telling kids about a magical figure who delivers presents to children around the world on Christmas Eve is a lie. This lie may be backed by good intentions, but it is a lie nonetheless. One that will inevitably I can't say that word. Skip it. One that will
inevitably
unravel at some point during a child's development. Figuring out the truth can be traumatic for a child. This argument goes and will project the message that children can't trust what their parents tell them. Further, lying in order to encourage good behavior is manipulative and encourages children to behave for the wrong reasons. There is some evidence that rewards, like Christmas gifts, undermine children's motivation. So maybe relying on Santa or an elf on the shelf to promote good behavior isn't the best strategy if you want your kids to be good all year round. But there is no evidence suggesting that learning the truth about Santa is traumatic for children or that it leads to trust issues between kids and their parents.
Hey, can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
Or I should say, I'm gonna interrupt you for a second. Okay, like we talked about last time, this whole bullshit with the manipulating kids for like behaving and stuff. Has anyone's kid in like July, let's say, ever, like when they've misbehaved, have they ever said anything about, oh no, will Santa see?
No, I have an August child, and that has never been
Right?
That has never come up. No.
They never, like the only time kids ever think about their behavior and Christmas is, I'm gonna say, I don't know, 24th of December.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? If they misbehave and we say to them, you have to behave or because Santa's watching, then they're like, oh shit, yeah, Santa, forgot. But they don't think about it all year long. So I call bullshit on this whole it's manipulating your kids. Fuck off. That's not real. I'm sorry. I'm a little bitchy tonight, but that's just not real. I don't believe that at all.
What parent uses that against their child in July anyway?
Right? Give me a break. It's nonsense. It's some psychologists that they have their own trauma from Christmas and they are putting it on everybody else. No kid ever, and I was a bad kid and I remember being bad. And I never once thought, oh no, I wonder if Santa's watching. Not once. So I call bullshit. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Yes, the Santa myth is a lie, and all children eventually find out the truth. Yet, research on the topic suggests that children tend to figure out the truth about Santa on their own around the ages of 7 or 8 in most cases. There is no big reveal from parents, and kids' reactions are generally positive.
Fantasy in general is a normal and healthy part of child development. Children spend a large amount of time pretending, especially between the ages of 5 and 8. They are also consistently exposed to media in which animals can talk, people can fly, and objects magically appear out of thin air. Why should a group of flying reindeer be any more fantastical than a talking mouse or a singing snowman? Although magical, thinking decreases between the ages of 7 and 9, around the same age at which most children give up the Santa Claus myth. It doesn't disappear forever. Sometimes we adults need a little magic in our lives too, as we bear out our superstitions, relish in the excitement of haunted houses, and recite prayers to loved ones who have passed.
I have a whole thing, but I'm saving it till later.
Where's my stop sign? Here somewhere. Okay, I got it ready.
Perfect. Children will eventually learn to distinguish fantasy from reality. Initially, they take the testimony from their parents telling them that Santa is real and the evidence they see, such as toys under the tree, disappearing cookies and milk, that points to the existence of Santa Claus. But as they get older, they begin to obtain the testimony and evidence that contradicts this belief, whether from talking to their friends or by learning about the physics of what's possible and impossible. They'll question old evidence and seek out new evidence, and eventually find out on their own that Santa isn't real. I'm almost shocked. 7 and 8-year-olds thinking physics stuff? Physics confuses the fuck out of me now. I couldn't imagine at 7 and 8 being like, logistically, that is just not possible. But damn, some kids are so smart. Okay, so what do you do when your child asks if Santa is real? The first thing you do is pay attention to how they are asking. Are they just probing for more information about Santa, or is it something else at work? Is it 1 or 2 questions here and there, or are they actually engaged and interested in hearing what you have to say? When a child starts asking if Santa Claus is real, most parents I know, myself included, either say, of course, or redirect the question to not quite answer it. When a child is satisfied with this, even if they start to doubt, they may not be ready to stop believing.
I know we went to like a family gathering last year, and one of my dad's friends was the Santa, and Atlee stood there and stared at him, like death stared at him. And then as we were leaving, she goes, Mom, that can't be Santa. He has tattoos on his hand.
Oh, that's funny.
What do I say to that now?
Right? So the Santa that you like years ago used to be at South Center Mall. His name was Bill, and he was actually related to us, like to my husband's side of the family. And
I wonder which one he was.
he looked
I bet I have pictures of him.
Yeah, I should have brought the pictures of actually they're probably in with my Christmas stuff. But yeah, we have these pictures and he looks so much like my father-in-law, but at the time he like an older version of him. And I remember like I didn't know we were related like to him at the time, like when my kids were on Santa's knee. And I remember looking at him and being like, God damn, you look like my father-in-law. And I'm like, that's so weird. And my kids would like, as they got a little bit older, they would look at him. You could tell they were recognizing something, but they never actually knew they were related, right? So, but they're like, just giving him this look, like, I recognize you, but I know you, like, we're so confused, but they were such great pictures because there's this distinctive look in my husband's side of the family, and my father-in-law has it, my husband has it as he ages, and my kids are gonna have it too. And it was really kind of cool that it's like it almost made it more special, I think, because it was like not that they were related to Santa, but they just seemed to feel this like connection with him, and they were super comfortable with him, whether they realized it or not. Why, right? It was really kind of cool. But my his high school best friend, I can't remember if I had both my kids or just my oldest at the time, but he dressed up as Santa and came to my in-laws' house with presents. And my son was so excited, and it just made his whole Christmas. I couldn't imagine kids, like poor kids that don't have that like Santa experience, you know? I just feel so bad for them.
There's a lot, right? Like even when I ask the kids in school, right? I'm like, who celebrates Christmas and like, there's a lot that don't celebrate Christmas and don't celebrate Halloween.
And
There's
it's
a
so
lot.
sad.
Yeah. It's part of their culture, right?
Yeah, we had when I lived in England, one of my cousins, it was my dad's brother. His wife was Jehovah's Witness. And so he and then their kids, whatever, they didn't celebrate like Christmas or their birthdays or anything really. But when they would come over to my grandparents' house close to Christmas, we would do a secret Christmas.
Oh,
With them,
so
and they
sweet.
loved it. And like we couldn't, like, nobody could find out. So at first, like, it was just with the oldest cousin, and then my granddad would take the younger one out because he was too little and would tell. So, and then when he got older and was able to
Aw.
keep his mouth shut, kind of thing, he got to join in too. Because they wouldn't be allowed to see them ever if they knew. But it was just such a it was so special. Like we had this little tiny Christmas tree and we kind of hid under this blanket under the table and we had like presents and stuff. It was so cool. And she loved it. Like my cousin, she loved it. And then the younger one, when he got to join in, he loved it too. And I just never really understood when I was young why it had to be a secret. But I knew that like it had to be a secret or we'd never get to see them again.
Yeah.
So yeah, but man, it just sucks. Like, even if it's a religious thing, if you don't believe in the religion side of it, that's fine. Just celebrate the Santa side of it.
So
What's the big deal?
Do you still talk to those family members?
No,
Oh, okay, because
not
I'm
really.
curious if they actually still,
Yeah,
the
I'm not
kids
sure.
have grown up to celebrate, or
Yeah. Sadly, when we moved to Canada, we kind of lost touch with them. And like we're friends on Facebook, but we don't really communicate too much, sadly,
right.
which sucks. There's a lot of memories that we had. And I mean, it's on both sides, right?
Yeah,
I should have reached out. She should have reached out. Like whatever. But yeah,
that's
I'd
me
be
and my
interested.
family too.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have cousins who I'm friends with, but I never talk to, right?
yeah. Every like life just gets in the way, right? But yeah, it'd be interesting to know if they still do.
But eventually, there may be a shift in the way they ask the question. What a child says something along the lines of, Santa isn't real, is he? It can be useful to reflect the question back to them to figure out why they think so. Dr. Edlin says when they're older and can think more critically, they'll tell you Santa isn't real, and especially when their peers are talking about Santa not being real. These are good indicators they're ready to hear the truth. Children react differently to hearing the news about Santa. Some are proud that they are mature enough to have figured it out and ready to help keep the secret from their younger siblings. Others might feel embarrassed that they believed for so long or are sad to lose the version of the Santa they knew. Don't try to lead them to feel a certain way. Just let them feel the way they do. You can also focus on ways to keep the good feelings associated with Santa going. Talk to them about ways we can keep up the Santa spirit during the holidays, even if we are too old to believe in the red-suited man handing out gifts all night. Talking about the spirit of Santa, generosity, kindness, happiness can help keep the magic alive no matter our age.
You can use this as an opportunity to start a new kind of tradition with your family. They may feel pride in finally being old enough to make Christmas dinner with the family chef. For example, showing them that they can gain Christmas magic as they age instead of just losing it. One anonymous parent, whose idea went viral through admiring a Facebook post, came up with a brilliant idea that takes that last point to the extreme. Tell children that while they don't receive presents from Santa, they're now old enough to become Santa, she explains. When they are 6 or 7, whenever you see that dawning suspicion that Santa may not be a material being, that means the child is ready. I take them out for coffee at the local wherever. We get a booth, order our drinks, and the following pronouncement is made. You sure have grown an awful lot this year. Not only are you taller, but I can see that your heart has grown too. Point out 2 to 3 examples of empathetic behavior, consideration of people's feelings, good deeds, etc. The child has done in the past year, In fact, your heart has grown so much that I think you're ready to become a Santa Claus. You probably have noticed that most of the Santas you see are people dressed up like him. Some of your friends might have even told you that there is no Santa. A lot of children think that because they aren't ready to be a Santa yet, but you are. We then have the child choose someone they know, a neighbor usually. The child's mission is to secret, deviously find out something that the person needs and then provide it. Wrap it, deliver it, and never reveal to the target where it came from. Being a Santa isn't about getting credit, you see, it's unselfish giving.
That's really sweet.
My voice is, I think I'm losing it. I don't know. I've been a little
Oh,
raspy
no.
today. I hope I'm not getting sick.
Oh, that's not good. I'm like overexhausted. I have not slept very well because I've been in Vegas and I've
You come
told
back to the snow.
right, and I just feel like I'm gonna get really emotional over this one, which is so lame for me. But as Sophia, as you were reading that one, I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. I'm like, oh fuck. Like, why did I give myself to read this? So no laughing if I start being a big old bitch and tearing up through this one. Okay, so there's also a story about a boy who asks his father if Santa is real. That is a really great example of what to say. So the son, Dad, I think I'm old enough now. Is there a Santa Claus? Dad, okay, I agree that you're old enough. But before I tell you, I have a question for you. You see, the truth is a dangerous gift. Once you know something, you can't unknow it. Once you know the truth about Santa Claus, you will never again understand and relate to him as you do now. So my question is, are you sure you want to know? Brief pause from the son, then, yes, I want to know. Dad, okay, I will tell you. Yes, there is a Santa Claus. Son, really? Dad, yes, really, but he's not an old man with a beard and a red suit. That's just what we tell kids. You see, kids are too young to understand the true nature of Santa Claus, so we explain to them in a way that they can understand. The truth about Santa Claus is that he's not a person at all. He's an idea. Think of all those presents Santa gave you over the years. I actually bought those myself. I watched you open them, and did it bother me that you didn't thank me? Of course not. In fact, it gave me great pleasure. You see, Santa Claus is the idea of giving for the sake of giving, without thought of thanks or acknowledgement. When I saw that woman collapse on the subway last week and called for help, I knew that she'd never know that it was me that summoned an ambulance. I was being Santa Claus when I did that. Son, oh, Dad, so now that you know you're a part of it, you have to be Santa Claus too now. That means you can never tell a young kid the secret, and you have to help us select Santa presents for them. And most important, you have to look for opportunities to help people. Got it? Help each other this Christmas and be kind.
I know, me too, me too.
Ah, damn. You know, it is such an important thing, though. Like, for so long, they think that, you know, if they be good, then they get presents from Santa. And now all of a sudden, we're saying, well, Santa's not real. So you have to replace that with something. And replacing it with, this is why we do it. It teaches you this. And you get to now do that for other kids. And for the little kids, I think giving them that responsibility to the big kids helps. And it makes it not such a shock. Like this whole nonsense of they're going to be traumatized. They're not. They're going to take it as now they have a job to do. Now they're old enough, they get to be in on it. I think it's such a great idea doing something like this.
I think if the whole they're going to be traumatized is just coming from people that don't know how to explain it to their kids. So teaching
Right?
them that it's not about what you get, it's about who gave it to you, why they gave it to you, and behind it, not just here's a gift.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't even remember how I found out.
Right? Me neither. And I
Me
mean,
neither.
I think I said this last time. We didn't really have much for Christmas. I remember a couple of Christmases that my parents did. They tried, and a couple of things that were like traditions and stuff. But Christmas just wasn't a big thing in our family because they didn't have the money to make it a big thing. And I don't, they worked retail, so they just they didn't really care, I guess, at that point. But like, I don't remember, like, there's no trauma around Christmas for me. When I discovered Christmas at my in-laws and I was like, that's amazing. I always want that Christmas. That's so not traumatic. That was just Christmas exploded for me then. I never once have looked back, like, even when we got winter coats and new clothes, because that's what we needed and that's all that they could afford. When we got that for Christmas, that's all right. It was something new. We still got something, right? Like, and I'm sure there was always a toy, but that's the thing. I don't remember the toys.
No.
I mean, we never got toys really throughout the year or anything because there just wasn't the money for it. So if any, I feel like if toys were that important to me as a kid, I would have remembered what I got for
Right.
Christmas. I think one year we got a bike from my uncle. My sister and I both got a bike, and mine was like a Rally Apple. That's the only reason I remember. And that was like the only Christmas present that I can really, until I got older. I remember some of those, but like that was my youngest, like when I lived in England. So like 11 and before. That's the only present that I really, like, toy that I really remember getting. And majority of the reason I remember it is because my dad didn't want us to have a bike because he didn't think it was safe to ride around.
Aw.
We did get to ride them and stuff. Like I just, for whatever reason, I remember that being a thing, but we were allowed to ride. And we, like every other kid in the 80s, we rode it everywhere we weren't supposed to. And did I mean, we were going everywhere we weren't supposed to before getting a bike. This just made it faster to get there. But it was, I don't know, toys kids don't remember what they got for Christmas every year. They just don't. They might remember until like February and then ask your kids in February what they got for Christmas this year. I
Right.
guarantee they won't remember unless it's like something totally significant to them. But majority, they might remember one, maybe two toys. They won't remember everything.
They won't even remember what they got for their birthday.
Right?
Unless you're my kids remember a fair bit.
Some
Like,
kids do. Yeah, some
my
kids have great
son-
memories, but
My son was like, I think 4 when he got a bike, and he still remembers getting that bike in his grandma's kitchen.
Yeah,
Some
there's
things stick out, right?
exactly. Some things do, but not everything, right?
No, not everything they're given, but like a good chunk of it, it'd be like, oh yeah, I got this 3 years ago. And I'm like, how do you remember that?
Right. So my youngest, fucking hilarious. This is how much toys do not matter sometimes. So his grandparents handed him a gift from them, and he starts opening it, and it's a box of chicken nuggets where he's like, yes, I love chicken nuggets. I'm so excited. This is the best gift. Thank you. This is all I wanted for Christmas. And we're all like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean you got a box of And she's like, no, 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 open the box. And he's like, can I eat them now? And she's like, just open the box. And so he opens the box and there's like video games inside it, like for like his new PlayStation we just bought him. And he's like, oh, thank you. And we're like, dude, what are you saying? He's like, oh no, thank you. No, I do appreciate it. I'm like, why are you so sad? He's like, I thought I got chicken nuggets. It was the funniest thing.
That's a really cute story.
Right? We tease him about it to this day. And when we tease him about it, he goes, yeah, well, I really love chicken nuggets.
Apparently, a lot.
It was just so the disappointment on his face when he opened the box and it's video games. Fuck.
Super cute. Super cute story.
Every year in December, there's always a couple of mums that make the annual post that goes something like this. Just a reminder to all you parents out there to consider being modest with your gifts from Santa, because many parents do not have as much money as others to spend on Christmas gifts. It is hard, as a parent, to explain to your child why Santa gave your friend a new game console, a bunch of new games, and a lot of other toys while your child didn't get anything from his list. I know that there are children that will only get a few new pairs of gloves or a new shirt while their friends get so much. It's hard to explain, especially when the kids that are not getting as much think that it is because they aren't as good. It just isn't true. On the other hand, it's also hard to explain to your child why he got what he wanted, but his friend did not, even though they both asked for the same thing. It's hard to answer when your child asks, do you get more presents if you are good? So I ask you to be modest so all your children feel equally valued.
Boo. Sorry.
But
I
my only thing is that whose kids are going around asking that?
right? That's the thing.
Maybe just because I teach my kids differently, but like who's going around asking like, "Oh, did you get more because you were good?" Like I understand asking, "Oh, how much did you get?" or whatever. It's like a kid thing, but
Yeah,
because you're good?
they don't ask that. Kids don't like, no matter how much you say you have to be good or Santa won't bring you presents, for what that doesn't stick in their brain. So they're not going to come and ask their friends or even ask their parents, "Hey, did they get more because they were better behaved?" And honestly, I this pisses me off every year. It's all over the moms groups on Facebook. And don't get me wrong, I'm not heartless. I understand the reasoning behind it. However, tough. Life's tough. Get a helmet. Like, I don't mean to sound so cruel, but like, nobody should have to like dim their shine to make other people feel better. I'm a barrel of cliches right now, but do
I
you know
am
what I
all
mean?
about I'm all about you do you, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like don't worry about what everyone else is doing. You do you.
Exactly.
You do your family, and that's like I'm not going to buy gifts because it might hurt someone else's feelings.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like it's
Exactly.
yeah, you do you. Don't
Yeah.
worry about anyone else, right?
Yeah. And I mean, they're gonna start popping up any day now on Facebook.
Yeah,
And
I know.
they drive me wild.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not. Because, okay, if you cater to that scenario, now we're opening up the floodgates to cater to everyone that doesn't celebrate Christmas or that, whatever. Like, we don't say Merry Christmas, we say Happy Holidays. Whatever. No, you
No.
get to celebrate however you want to celebrate. And if
Yeah.
you have the money to buy your kids whatever their heart's desire, you know what? Good for you.
Yeah.
And that's awesome for you and your family. And I hope you guys have the best Christmas. And if you don't have the money to do that, make Christmas the best Christmas ever without all the gifts. It's possible. It's not, gifts are not the be all and end all. So I feel like maybe sometimes these parents, instead of having to say this on Facebook, maybe take a step back and look at what are you doing to make Christmas special for your kids? Because it's not just the presents. Like, are you making homemade decorations? Are you making homemade cookies with them? Are you spending the time with them whenever you can? There's always ways to make it special
Yeah.
without making other people unspecial their Christmas. Like,
And like I've seen on Facebook that people do these toy exchange.
yeah,
Right? Something that's old to me is something new that you can just wrap up
right?
and give it again that was free.
Exactly.
So I think people just sometimes forget that Christmas is all about family and being with the people that
Yeah.
love, not about just the gifts behind it.
And I mean, now there's Facebook Marketplace. You can find great deals on there. And you can give your kids Christmas presents for a fraction of the cost because some other kid got it and played with it 2 times and doesn't give a shit and doesn't play with it anymore. Right? Like, it doesn't have to be brand new stuff. Like Christmas, I would have loved to have Marketplace when my kids were little and we were young and I like minimum wage and just starting out and all that. Like, Marketplace would have been a godsend, but there was nothing. There wasn't many options for.
We had Kijiji back then.
Yeah.
I had Bargain Finder. Where are all my old people at, huh?
Well, yeah, I guess because you have an older son.
Yeah, I got one that's turning 30 next year.
Yeah,
So
so-
we had Bargain Finder. But that was for like old cars and furniture. There wasn't really much for toys on there. By the time Kijiji came out, it was quite a bit later, I think. So we were already started to like make a bit more money and be able to
Right.
do better at that point. But I mean, there were times that my husband worked 2 jobs and I worked 3 jobs. And we scrimped and saved everything we could just to get them like small Christmas gifts. They never had a Christmas where there was nothing. I mean, thanks in part a lot to having wonderful in-laws that were able to help with like the gifts that they got them and stuff. But we worked our asses off and made sure we got them whatever. And here's the thing that fucking another thing that drives me wild. We would start buying Christmas gifts in like May or putting money away every month for Christmas because just here's a hint for y'all. Christmas is December 25th every year. Like when people go, oh my God, Christmas just snuck up on me. It didn't. It was the same day every year. Why didn't you plan? Why didn't you spend the whole year putting a little bit away? Like and don't, I know some people are going to be like, I don't have enough to put anything away. Fair enough, but you figure it out. I've been there, done that. We figured it out. You just do.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise. It's going to be the same next year. It will also be December 25th. It's when some people act like, oh my God, it's Christmas. I had no idea it was coming in December. What?
It does come pretty quick though.
It does. I'm coming off as a bit of a cunt right now. I get that. I just mean there are some people that they act like it was a big shock. They were not prepared, and you have a whole year to remember and like to prepare for this, Like I start buying presents in January, and it's obviously it's not everything because some things you don't know until later that they're gonna want or whatever, but you start with like stocking stuffers. You make it just part of your yearly routine. You just buy things throughout the year, and then Christmas comes and you're done. And you don't have this massive bill in December because you spread it out throughout the year.
I wish I could do that. I wish I wouldn't
Me
have a
too.
massive bill in December. I I wish.
I mean, if you figure it out, you figure it out, right? Some people do it reverse when they buy everything in December and then spend the next year paying it all off. However you do it, you do it. But I don't know. I find it a little bit easier if you can pick away at it throughout the year and then it's not a surprise.
We need to do the Joanne every
You
year.
sure do, people. But hey, my husband will tell you I am not that. It doesn't fix all our budget problems. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of times that I will buy stuff like say September, October, November, and I bought all this stuff and then I'll go to and I put it away and put it away. And then I find where my other hiding spot was that I forgot about. And I'm like, oh shit. So there's like double the presents because
I was gonna say, how do you remember? Like I would be hiding presents and then forgetting about them, right?
Oh yeah, I often did. And my husband would be like Christmas morning, he would come downstairs and see he'd be like, "What the fuck did you?" And I'm like, "I forgot. I'm so nuts. I'm so sorry." And he's like, "God damn it." But when we were struggling with money, starting to buy things early was the only way to be able to give them all the stuff. There was certain things I knew I would get them every year. Like one of the things I've always done is Christmas pajamas on Christmas Eve.
Yes, we do that too.
Right? And so I could buy them the year before because I would just buy them bigger.
Yeah.
When they come on sale in January, I'm like, ta-da!
I don't.
Christmas
I wait
pajamas.
until December when they're $40 and that's what I do.
I mean, they're really cheap in January. I'm just saying.
God, I know.
Because kids don't they typically go up 1 to 2 sizes. Like you can, and pajamas are always like 8 to 10, 10 to 12, whatever, right? So it's pretty easy to figure out what size they're going to be. And they do not give a shit. Well, I had boys, so they were never like, oh my God, these are last year's pajamas. Fuck, they didn't know. They had no clue.
See, I can't buy pajamas early because my kids grow too fast.
You can. That's what did you not just listen to what I
Yes,
said?
I would have to do it like 3 sizes.
Then that's what you do because
Then that's
pajamas are
what
meant
you
to be
do.
big anyway. Who wears pajamas that actually fit? If they actually fit you, they're too small. So you just get them super big. I'm just saying. Look, I'm full of advice, okay? You're welcome.
The Atlee does not like them too big because then she has to tie them and then they're uncomfortable. And no matter how much I dry them, she throws a fit.
I mean, you do have a girl, and girls
And
are more
then
complicated.
William he doesn't like pajamas if they don't fit properly. So he doesn't like them too big, but he doesn't like them too small. So my kids are
See,
fussy.
Yeah, you've got difficult kids. I'm sorry. That makes it harder.
do.
I'm just kidding.
And they're not the average size. So like buying pajamas this year, we had to actually go for my nephew. He's an adult now.
Yeah.
So I
That's
was
pretty
like,
normal. Kids usually hit, especially, well, your kids will because you're super tall. They usually hit adult sizes by like 10, 12. For boys, they're usually
Yep.
like smack dab at adult small.
well,
Anissa's in a adult small.
my
Yeah.
son's already a size 6 shoes.
Oh yeah, their feet grow real fast.
Not Atlee's though. Hers stay tiny
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
He has tiny, tiny feet.
Sweet. So I can have your kids, your son's hand-me-down shoes. Awesome. I
My
wear a
nephew
size
is
5 in boys, so
my nephew fits my shoes and I'm a size 8.
yeah.
And they're
I,
only 8.
right? There's a small window that I was able to wear my son's like hand-me-down shoes, and it was for like 1 year, and that's it. And so when I'd be like, "Let's go get you shoes," they'd be like, "Oh, I like these." I'm like, "Oh, what about these ones?" And I'm like, "I want them when you're done."
As much as we sympathize with these families, at the end of the day, we can't control what every other household does, and nor should anyone try. Usually, kids don't remember who got them what gifts by the time they go back to school in January anyway. It's important, however, to teach your kids that gifts aren't the most important part of Christmas and to appreciate what they get. Christmas is a great time to teach kids about greed, envy, and jealousy, as well as to give, be generous, and gracious.
Every family has a different way of doing presents from Santa, but how do you explain that to kids? You could simply explain that moms and dads still have to pay for the gifts from Santa, that you put in an order, the elves make the gifts in their workshop, and Santa delivers them. If they are feeling jealous, managing emotions and expectations is important. Validate their feelings by acknowledging your child's jealousy without shame. Use phrases like, "I can see you're feeling sad because you wish you had that toy too." Discuss their feelings by talking about what jealousy feels like and how to cope with it in a healthy way, such as by moving away from the situation to regain composure. Avoid comparisons. Don't compare your child's gifts or achievements to siblings or friends, as this can fuel jealousy. Set realistic expectations by managing expectations and being open about budgets and the concept of delayed gratification, which can help children learn the value of saving for a desired item. Try promoting gratitude and empathy by modeling gratitude. Show your children how to be grateful by expressing your own appreciation for gifts from others. Focus on experiences rather than gifts. Create lasting memories by spending time together, such as going on a day trip or having a special family night, which can be more valuable than material gifts.
Make sure to involve your children in giving. Have your children participate in acts of kindness and charity, like donating toys, volunteering, or making homemade gifts for others. This shifts their focus from receiving to giving. Practice saying thank you. Emphasize the importance of showing appreciation for gifts, no matter how big or small. Building self-confidence is important when it comes to preventing jealousy. Children who are self-confident don't spend much time worrying about what others have that they don't. Make sure to praise individual strengths, highlight your child's unique abilities and positive qualities to build their self-esteem so they feel secure in who they are. Celebrate uniqueness, avoid trying to make every gift equal. Instead, acknowledge that each child is an individual and deserves gifts that are right for them, which is different from being fair. As your kids got older, Sophia, did you find that was hard?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, like, because some kid,
Yeah.
like gifts for older kids cost more, but they get smaller, right? And then the younger kids' gifts are
Well,
big.
yeah, well, like with Anissa, okay, because I have 3 boys and she's the only girl and she's a baby, right?
Yeah,
So Christmas time, it was like Christmas blew up, right? Like it was
yeah,
insane the amount of stuff she would get. And then my boys were all older, so they would get, right? Like more expensive but smaller, not as much. And it's still like that because she's a girl and she wants all the makeup and right?
yeah.
And so, yeah, we struggle with that, trying to make it all pretty equal, and it's hard
It is because
for sure.
they don't understand the monetary value usually, like that
Yeah.
comes with gifts, right? And it's like, here's your Game Boy. is how
Yeah.
old I am, but like, which is a small like box, right? And it's like
Yeah.
that costs as much as these multiple gifts that are in these
Yeah.
large boxes for your younger
Yeah.
sibling, right? So it's
Yeah.
definitely tricky with that. But
Absolutely.
but yeah, making sure it's something unique to them that they really love kind of helps take their attention away from the
It's still
size
like
and
that. You
stuff.
know, even to this day, I mean, my kids, I have boys who are older, right? 16, 19, 21, and my daughter's 12, so she gets like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And I try, but like, what do you get a 19-year-old that has a job and buys everything he wants?
Right?
You know, like it's hard.
It is, yeah.
But my 12-year-old daughter, I know she wants all the clothes, all the makeup, all the, right, fun
Yeah.
girly stuff. And yeah,
Yeah, and the boys are probably like, I just need some socks and underwear because
right?
they
But
hate buying
don't
that
buy me
themselves.
socks and
But
underwear because
oh,
I don't want to open that shit.
no, that's what my boys ask for. They're like, it's for years because once they started buying all their own clothes, I just kind of were like, all right, well, you buy your own stuff then. And they're like, where do I get my socks and underwear from? I need
Yeah.
that. And we would always kind of buy them that for Christmas, like as part of like their stocking, but it would be like fun socks and fun underwear. It was never like their regular stuff that they always needed, right? Like we would just buy that because we're their parents and they need it.
Hmm.
But then they're like, why don't we get, as they got older, we stopped buying it for them because I don't know, they're older. Like it just didn't seem the same anymore. And they're like, why don't we ever get socks and underwear for Christmas? That's all we need. I'm like,
Oh, I still
what?
yeah.
Yeah. So that's every year. They're like,
Yeah.
can't wait till Christmas, man. I have no
I
socks without holes. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the
I don't care
fuck?
how old they are. I'll always buy
Yeah.
their little Grinches.
Yep. That's what I'm still out at Costco buying socks and underwear.
I
Like,
do.
what the
Costco,
fuck?
I'm like, oh, the nice ones are on sale. So I stock up, right?
Yep.
Right now they like the Columbia boxer briefs.
Yep.
They're made by Columbia. So whenever they go on sale,
I always try and find some that are funny. Like,
oh yeah, from Winners.
yeah,
I've got ones that are like cereal boxes
yes.
and chocolate bars. I
Right?
always buy a pair of those too.
My
Yeah.
kids would be, well, my youngest would be furious because I do it to him all the time. Like
Yeah.
the Frosted Flakes underwear, because they're great.
My kids love them. I buy
Oh,
them
they
every
love
year.
them, but they're like, they probably just wouldn't be thrilled that I'm sharing this.
Mhm. Oh, I see.
But I totally, yeah, it's my favorite thing to buy is because that's one thing I think all your parents with little kids, Cash, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Listen up. There comes a year. Actually, Sophia, this will hit for you too. You've seen it, but you haven't got completely there yet. The first year that your kids just don't give a shit about Christmas anymore. Not that they don't care about Christmas, I shouldn't say that, but the excitement is gone from like they can't wait to see what they got under the tree. Like the
Hmm.
first year they don't rush down to and are like, "Can we open them? Can we open them?"
Right.
That fucking hits so hard. We mentioned earlier when it's like they don't realize it's their last, like the last time they ride their bike with friends or their last sleepover. Like that last hits, but you don't know it's the last until it's too late. So the last Christmas that you have when you have kids run down the stairs excited to open their presents, whether they still believe in Santa or not, they're still excited for that Christmas. When it becomes your mom and dad are sitting on the couch waiting for those fuckers to get up because
You
they
know,
drank
that's,
so much last night and they're still not awake,
yeah.
right? It's hard. Get
Yeah. My
dogs.
kids are like that. They don't, jump out of bed and wake us up and let's go downstairs. They don't do that
Yeah.
anymore. I don't think they ever really did, to be honest, but
Ours were like, we had rules. You couldn't until a certain time because either me or my husband drank on Christmas Eve because it was like big party at my in-laws. So one of us was not going to be feeling great Christmas morning. So we had rules that like, I think it was like you had to wait till 6 o'clock, something like that. Because we made Christmas really exciting. And so
oh.
they would just wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and we're like, absolutely not. Get your ass back to bed till 6. But we would give them their stockings either like on their bed and then when they hit the point we couldn't do it without waking them up, it was just
Yeah.
outside their bedroom door. So they were allowed to open their stocking and stuff. And so they would open their stocking and be really excited and play with whatever was in there and stuff. And then they waited till 6. Then they could come in and wake us up. And I remember the first year that they didn't come in and wake us up. We woke up at like 8 o'clock and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it was devastating. We went downstairs and I'm like, they're still asleep. I'm like, this is complete bullshit. I'm like, what's going? And it was devastating. And so we went and woke their asses up. We're like, wake up, it's Christmas. And they were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
But
you go jump on their bed and wake them up
right?
and drag them downstairs. Why not?
Yeah. So if you have little kids still, Cash, enjoy every moment. Let them wake you up as early as they want to. Just love every moment.
They wake me up early, Christmas or not, so it doesn't matter.
Just enjoy it. There's going to come a time that the only person in the house excited for Christmas walks on four legs and barks at
Right?
you. And you fill the Christmas tree with presents for your dogs. And you teach them how to unwrap their presents. I'm not
Don't tell me you're at that stage, Joanne. Don't
Fuck
tell
yeah, I
me
am.
this is what you're doing.
Fuck yeah, I do. And you know how to get. So you hide treats in their presents when you wrap it up. You hide like cookies in there so they can smell the cookie and then they want to and they unwrap the presents. It's amazing. Yep. I'm sorry. My kids
Wow.
are 25 and just about 30. It's been a long time since I've had little kids excited for Christmas. So my dogs, they hold that. That's their job now. And I will go and I spend so much money on my dogs at Christmas that I have boxes of presents that they never played with because I have to take toys away that they don't play with because to make room for the new toys. It's ridiculous. In fact, I just started donating them this year because I'm like, what do I do with all this stuff?
Oh my God.
It's sad. I'm just telling you, it's sad. And when you don't have grandkids, so like fill that void, you have dogs. Okay? I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm now the crazy dog lady, and I'm okay with that.
I took to Reddit to find some stories about kids finding out Santa wasn't real. Big Hogan, parents of Reddit. Reddit. How did your child find out Santa wasn't real? Kitty Cat B. We had to tell him when he was 12. We thought he'd have figured it out or been told by other kids by then. He came home from school one day upset that other kids had made fun of him for still believing and wanted to know how to prove them wrong. On the plus side, once we told him that I'm Santa, he was a lot more diligent about being well behaved because he knows I am way more observant than Santa ever could be. Grand overjoyed. I am not a parent, but a child. I found out Santa wasn't real probably when I was 5 or 6. I wanted this one for a real friend, and I found it in the closet in my dad's office by accident. He was asking me for something out of the closet. I forgot what it was. They tried to convince me he was still real, and I kept them believing that I believed in Santa until I was in 7th grade, even though I stopped believing when I was in like grade 1. They
That's
knew
so
until,
sweet. Hey.
they knew until I was in the 7th. I'm a junior in high school now. No way they'd still believe me. I told them when I was in 7th and they tried breaking it to me and I was like, oh, I already know. And they were like, wait, what? Since when? And I explained to them and they were not happy. All their work to hide gifts from me when they didn't actually have to.
Okay, Reddit user. So my cousin found out that Santa isn't real. The picture reads, Dear Santa, aka Mom and Dad, I hate you and I hate Christmas. When I found out, I pretended I hadn't for a few more years because I didn't want to make my parents sad.
Oh, sorry. I should have explained that better. So the one that says, so my cousin found out Santa isn't real, that was like the head of like the thread. I don't know if you guys use Reddit that much,
No.
but so that's like the thread header is basically, and it's,
Oh, okay, like
yeah,
the title.
yeah, exactly. So this guy or this other person put in that, so my cousin found out Santa isn't real, and then there was a picture of the letter that he wrote to Santa, aka his mom and dad.
Okay.
And then these people like responded to that.
Okay, so this is a response. When I found out, I pretended I hadn't for a few more years because I didn't want to make my parents sad.
Which is so
Um,
sweet, right? Like for
yeah.
kids to think to do that, that's so sweet.
Another reply. If I ask my dad if Santa's real, he will still insist he is. I'm 32. It's a lie that just keeps going, and I love him even more for it. I find it sweet and silly. Nothing to get so bitter and pissy about.
Good on you, say sachet la Lou. Sorry. But that's amazing. That's exactly, I'm gonna ask my 30-year-old, hey, do you still
Yeah.
believe in Santa?
So 99099, everyone comes to this realization eventually in their life. I don't remember being angry about it. If anything, I was impressed that my parents put so much effort into making something magical and special for me, and it made me happy.
Do you know what? That's a good point too. It's fucking effort. Do you know how hard it is for parents? Like buying the different wrapping paper, all that stuff, putting the cookies and milk out at night, and then the carrot for Rudolph, right? And then you have to take the bite of cookie and all that stuff, and then reply to the letter. Usually you're doing that when you're drunk as fuck, trying to go to bed, right? Like it's a lot of work. And not to mention that Santa gets all the like glory after he gets you like the most special gifts, and they're like, "Oh, thank you, Santa! You're the best." Meanwhile, you're like, "Motherfucker, you know how much money I spent on that?"
Okay, the link replied, I honestly can't comprehend why people get so upset about Santa not being real. We did Santa when I was a kid. You grow out of it. It's just fun. If you get upset about there not being a Santa, you're doing Christmas wrong.
Fuck yeah.
Kill Dog, I'm still pissed off. I made a total twat of myself arguing that he was real when I was about 10 or 11. I just believe what my parents told me. Plus, I spoke to him on the phone a few years earlier. How the hell did they fake that? Kill Dog, you're funny.
Right?
Okay, Kennetha 65. Wait until he finds out about God.
Damn right.
And I'm a dog for real. But is there proof Santa doesn't exist? How do you explain gift giving and other measurable effects? Have you personally scoured the North Pole? How dare you question my faith? Flying reindeer are a metaphor, not literal. Those elves were never convicted. Well, there's more of us than you.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, and then that person grew up in a religious area,
Oh, area.
right? But they make a good point. Okay.
Yep.
Nobody has seen God.
High horse. Magical thinking is a part of a child's development. There's a difference between convincing them Santa's real and letting them believe Santa's real.
I think, sorry, I just copied and pasted exactly so that
Yeah.
because that's how you have to do it. I think they mean there's an important difference
Yeah.
between convincing them,
Yeah.
which is exactly right. You don't have to convince them, and you don't have to work too hard to convince them, especially as they get older. Letting them believe until they no longer believe.
Yeah.
That's the key. When they decide they don't believe anymore, you don't have to be like, "Oh, well, they are real." Like, you don't have to force that lie
Yeah.
then.
Okay, Linvented Google. I wish more people would understand this difference. Kids need magic. That's how they cope with the world. When parents choose to take it from them, they are ruining a part of their childhood that is developmentally important. I never sat my kids down and lectured them about Santa being real. They just believe. When they're ready to move on from that, they will move on from that. I would never cut it short for them.
100%. Okay, there's a huge debate that happens every year about whether parents should even tell their kids about Santa or not. This one drives me fucking wild too. Like moms groups on Facebook. It drives me nuts. Anyway, many people have a Santa-free house. Boring. Not for religious reasons, just because they don't believe in lying to their kids about Santa. Some may argue, and that's me, I'm some, That religion is lying to their kids. That telling them if they want to grow up big and strong, they have to eat all their vegetables is lying to them. Parents tell little white lies throughout the day that help kids navigate different situations without distress. Like the ice cream van is all out of ice cream. That's when it has its music playing. It means it's all out. iPad needs to charge right now. I used to always, if they're like, can we go to the toy store? I'd be like, oh, sorry, bud, it's closed. Fucking wasn't closed at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just not taking you to the toy store. Right? But I don't want to have, you don't want to have that like argument and that flip out and you just tell them like a little white lie. It's fine. It doesn't mean we're bad parents. It means we're human. The myth of Santa Claus is an exciting part of childhood, one that adds a magical feeling to the holiday season. Hear this very carefully. Children only get 8 to 10 Christmases to believe in Santa. They won't even be aware of Santa for the first 2 to 3, leaving 5 potential magical Christmases before their innocence is lost. 5 Christmases, people, that they're going to believe in Santa. That's nothing. 5. And it's not just believing in Santa that gets lost. It's the ability to believe in magic, in wishes, in the power of goodness and hope. Once the belief in Santa goes, it begins the downward spiral towards the end of their childhood. There's absolutely nothing wrong with allowing children to simply be children and believe in the magic of Christmas. After all, sometimes even adults need a little bit of magic in their lives.
It's so true.
Right? And honestly, just because you can't see magic doesn't mean it's not real, you muggle.
Exactly.
Right?
You muggle.
I just can't believe that there's so many Grinches out there that are like, I have a Santa-free household. Fuck off. It doesn't hurt
Biatch.
anybody. Right? There was one post on Reddit and a mom had to tell their kid, he was 5, that Santa wasn't real because the kid was terrified of this old man with a beard watching him sleep. So he wouldn't sleep.
Oh my
He's
God.
like, he was too
Santa
scared.
doesn't come in and watch you sleep,
Right?
though.
Right? I'm like, I feel like you're not explaining how that works properly. Like, can you imagine not having Santa? The fuck? And I am a firm believer that, like, we let people believe in their cloud god or their man in the clouds, whatever you call him, and that's okay, but heaven forbid your kid believes in Santa.
Right? The man in the clouds.
Well, that's what he is, and we have to have this faith that he's there and he does. He's all powerful. Fuck off. I'm sorry, I just can't with that shit. I can't believe that people can say, like with a straight face, how they can believe in God and religion and all this stuff, but we have a Santa-free household. What? Your imaginary friend is okay, but theirs isn't? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I have a hard time understanding how people believe in something that they've never seen. I'm not talking about children and Santa.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
talking about
exactly.
grown-ass adults
right?
that
Like,
believe in something that they've never seen,
yeah. Like,
right?
show us some proof. You don't need
That's
proof. If you need faith,
right?
fuck
You
off.
believe in what you see.
Or at least that there is evidence of it. There is evidence. Like Saint Nicholas was supposedly, right? Like an actual saint. Like it was somebody that, remember we did this in our Krampus our Elf on the Shelf episode. There was the Saint Nicholas that went from house to house and like gave stuff to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, I understand that Santa Claus was created by Coca-Cola for an ad. I get that. But he was developed by Coca-Cola from Saint Nicholas. Like they took the idea of Saint Nicholas and then coked it up. Right?
Mhm.
So it came from somewhere. Like the idea came from somewhere. There's more evidence of Santa than there is God, so I'm just saying. So that's it for Moms on Mics this week.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Moms on Mics Podcast, on TikTok at Moms on Mics, and join our Facebook group, Moms on Mics.
If anyone has any topics you would like us to cover, or if you have any questions or suggestions, you can email us at momsonmics@gmail.com or submit through our website, momsonmics.com.
We would also appreciate it if you could rate and review us on whatever platform you're listening on. It really helps the podcast move up on their charts so it gets more exposure. Hope you join us again next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.